And this is the bridge you fell down to start the game, I believe. So make our way over here, and we're going to enter the blasted steps. This area can be a little rough if you aren't used to it. So there's a bench here. I would recommend buying it if you're uncomfortable in any way. It's definitely not necessary, but it may solve some issues for you later, so you don't have to run from that shellway bench. So make your way over to the left here. We're going to climb a little bit, and we'll be introduced to these enemies. This is a judge. Judges they're not necessarily the hardest enemy. They're just mildly annoying. You don't need to kill them. I'm proving a point. They're just annoying. They're not super difficult. They aren't required by any means. They don't give a ton of money. And for the most part, they just annoy people. Same for the pilgrim right here. Definitely not necessary. They don't give that much money. But they're there. If you float and go over to the right, land up on a platform, 2 enemies are going to spawn. At this point, basically free money. And we're going to jump all the way over to the right, hit the wall, and then jump over this guy because he's not worth it, like I mentioned before. In that first little hole, drop down, unlock that lever. It's a little bit of a shortcut for later. And when you come down here, float. You're going to hit this rock, jump back real quick so you don't get smashed by it. Oh, sorry, it's the next one. I apologize. It's this one. So you float down, it'll fall as you're falling, or it should. We're going to pick up the memory locket. So memory lockets are required for 100%. You don't need every single memory locket, but you do need a good chunk of them. So we're just going to collect them all in the game. That's 20 of them in total. Alright, we meet Chakra again. We're going to go ahead and buy the map. Alright, then we're going to jump all the way up here. For the most part, I'm going to ignore the enemies. I don't think they're necessarily worth it. But like if you want to do this just for fun, say, hey, I killed the judge. You can. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. Ignoring that guy, not worth it. And pogoing over here. And we're now in the shaft. Jump over here to this one. Hit the lever. Wait a second. It'll drop this thing back down. We'll go over to the right. It'll come over to this platform. There's going to be a pilgrim here. You can ignore him. Oopsies. Oh, that works. Alright, then jump over here to this cage. And over again. Come to the wall and back to the left. And we're just going to make our way up the cages. When you're up here, there's actually going to be a bench, which I recommend, as well as the bellway for the blasted steps. Go ahead and unlock both of them for about 100 total. Okay. So from here, we are going to be doing basically a really quick run through of this. I'm not going to be stopping to fight the enemies because there's no real reason to. In the second room here, there's going to be craft metal, which we'll be picking up in one of the pits, which we will be getting since it's required for our completion percentage. Whoopsie daisy. That was me not holding down far enough. Alright, so do that. We're just going to float in between these 2 bells, and we're going to go down. Take a left. Make sure you aren't getting hit by those. Float over here. Make a dash, and here's our craft metal. Ta-da! Okay. From here, we climb back to the right. And because we dropped the rock, we don't need to worry about it. Make sure you don't go too high there. And accidentally jump into the guys that kill you. This guy's just here as, you know, decoration. He's not real. Okay, so then from here, we come this way. And here's a nice little check if you've got everything in the game so far. Speak to the pilgrims, and you'll go through a sequence. I actually don't know if you can just play the needle in first. You might not even need to speak with them. But if you've hit the bells, they will be shown here. If you missed one, it will not be there. You cannot do the sequence. You'll have to go back and find which one of the 5 you missed. And here is the last judge. This enemy only has about 5 attacks or so. So not like terribly difficult. But be careful. She does hit for 2 for every single one of her attacks. I think her contact damage is the only thing that's not 2 damage. So we're just gonna hit her. When she starts to spin the bell, make sure you're only going for 1 hit. Try not to trap yourself against the corner. And then we go ahead and start the second phase. The second phase starts out with her doing the spin. All of her attacks now have fire. In fact, whenever she does the spin, it will do the explosive thing. Whoopsies. That was a little quick. So we're going to try not to die here. We'll see how well that one works out for us. Hit her, exploding, if she pulls it back. Have enough time to do that in between those, which is nice. She falls down again. She got stuck in a corner. She didn't like it. So now she's going into her third phase. She does this attack 3 times. Excuse me, 4 times, and then falls. That is the only time she is fatigued. Naturally, unless you drag on the fight too long, I believe. Alright. Explodes. Pulls it back. Dash towards you. There we go. One more dash. There we go. Notice she starts smoking. Walk away. Don't even try it. This will absolutely kill you. And she falls apart. Ta-da. And that's the last judge.
Verdict is in. Badass.
You have been judged. You have been found wanting.
Whew.
Now, we enter the Choral Chambers. This is the start of Act 2. So the last judge is basically the gatekeeper. If you are finding yourself having too little health during that fight, as I said in the beginning, you can always go back and find more mass fragments. There is a total of 5 you can get in the first act. Fragments, so it'll give you 1 full mass. Might be 6, I don't quite remember. So this is actually the Grand Gate. It is a separate area of the map. However, I'm not going to buy this map because I don't think it's worth it just yet. If you really want to get like the good Act 2 entrance, step on that elevator. Hit the lever and just have fun. I will never recommend that to anybody though. So, what we're going to do... Whoops. I needed to hit the first one. I need to just jump. Oh, come on. So this is a jumping puzzle, obviously. There we go. You need to hit that one up before this one will actually work. And jump over here. I believe that right there is the exit if you want it to go straight to the exit, but we don't want to go there just yet. What we want to do is come over here and up this wall. This is another spool fragment. There you have it. That is our first full spool. So whenever you get a full mass fragment or spool fragment, it refills and restocks all your stuff. There's a secret entrance over here, so hit the wall a couple times and then just walk through. Beware the blade of death. And then we're gonna jump up and climb this. You do need to hit this 3 times to be able to come out. Alright. Welcome to the Choral Chambers. Alright, we're gonna come up this way. And we are going to sit on this bench over here. It's not necessary to go here first, but I'm going to recommend it every time. Just because it gives you a safe spot, right? We're going to drop back down to the left and come up this other shaft over here. So, starting from here, we're just going to climb. Like I said, you can just unlock this and then go sit on the bench if you want to. No real preference order there. We're going to climb up. Collect all these lovely rosaries. And so from here on out, we're going to be killing a lot of enemies. Because nearly all of them actually drop rosaries. This is going to be the Ventrica. It's actually another fast travel portion of the game. Alright. Here is a model of the Citadel. Buy this map. Ta-da! Look at that. Shiny new map for us to play with. Alright. We hit this lever, we drop down, run over here, and run back up on this side. Alright. And here is our first real introduction to the area. We get greeted by Lace, and then we're gonna get attacked by a few enemies here. Oh boy. Okay. So the enemies in this area are a little bit chunky to start off with, if you're not used to it. This is why I recommend using Threadstorm so much in this game, is because it deals about 90% of their health and damage. Alright, so this guy on the left is the one I'm actually concerned about. The one on the right just kind of swings this thing back and forth. If you are able to get above the flying enemy, they don't really attack up, which is really nice. The most they do is, whoops. I'm talking and not like trying to fight. The most they do is they throw the pin that you saw. But it's not entirely vertical. It's like, I don't know, like a 45-degree angle up. So it's not that big of a deal. And you'll notice I Threadstormed him once and he's dead. Right. So it's not like the craziest thing in the game. If you know, don't just hit him to death. So we're going to come all the way up. These guys do drop like a decent amount of money for how easy they are. And we have another new enemy here. This is a lot like the other pin guy, except this guy has like a sword-ish type thing. It looks like he fell into the abyss there. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and heal down here. This actually draws these guys down. I'm trying to get this guy. There we go. I knew he didn't have much health left. Sometimes you'll hit these with Reaper. It'll like hit the edge of the blade and it won't pop you up. Don't worry about it. These guys also aren't very good at attacking straight down. So if you ever find yourself like directly below or above them, that's a good spot to be. So we're going to make our way all the way over here to the top right. This is actually a free bench we can get. It's going to be a lifesaver, basically. It's super nice because we don't have to pay for it. Past that, it's in a good spot. Okay, so from here, we're going to end up going down to the left. We don't need to worry about this guy. Just knock him off from the edge. We're going to come right over here. Say hello to this guy. He's just in a bad spot, so we're going to draw him over here. And hey, money is money, right? So we're going to jump over here to this side. Dash over here, dash over here. We're going to dash over to that ledge on the right. Make sure the enemies aren't going to like jump directly on you. There we go. The rest of those rosaries down. Okay, you'll notice this thing's locked right now. So one of the things we're here to do is unlock that. Okay, so coming this way. There's going to be two guys here. Let's see if we can draw them together or not. Not quite. That's about as good as we're going to get. If you want to thread storm twice, you can. You'll also notice they drop bundles of threads. You can hit those and it's just like getting silk. See? Nothing crazy, right? So we're going to keep going over here to the left. We do want to go up this shaft, so we're going to come over here to the right. There's two things we want here. Wrong room. First one we want is over here. This is going to be a flea. You're going to need to time your jumps so that you don't fall into it. And if Salamander would provide another name for that lovely awoo.
Or do I call him Kachan?
Kachan, okay. You're really just on this My Hero kick, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh ho. Alright, so this guy was nice enough to like come over here the majority of the way. There we go. And after those guys are taken care of, it's much easier. Alright, then we come over here to the left. And this nice little puzzle. Second, I can get the solution so I don't have to mess it up once. These are always going to be the same. So, just copy what they did. And they are, you know, toned as well, so you can actually listen to them if you want. What these things are doing is they are giving us a cog heart piece. We'll end up using this quite a ways into the game to unlock a boss. It gives us a tool, but we need to collect them now, and it's just easier to grab it now than later. Okay. So from here, there are two things we can do. One is we can go all the way back up to the right. Whoops. I missed the jump. And we're going to come over here. We're going to come up the shaft, and then we're going to drop down. This will put us in between one of the guys with the bells that throw us and one of the guys with the pins that throw it. They're both flying enemies. Be careful. Say they should come close enough to you that it shouldn't be awful. And this platform is pretty big. First thing we're going to do is jump over to the left. Get all these lovely rosaries. And we'll come all the way to the right. You can pogo off the spikes, technically. But it's not necessary right now. Okay, so dropping down here, there's also several enemies. These enemies aren't awful, but be careful of this guy. He's just a big chungus. He'll try to sit on you. But go ahead and unlock this. And we're gonna drop back down to the left. It's easier to unlock it now than it is later. Well, I guess we're just in a more convenient spot to do it now, I should say. It's not necessarily easier or harder. Oopsies. Not what I wanted. But yeah, you now have Hunter's Journal since I never opened it. You have the quest page, tool page, rosaries and stuff. But yeah. Then once you're here, drop down this hole. Whee! Okay. Come over here, break this shaft. Climb up. Hit the lever. It'll unlock a little passage here. Be warned, there is a... he's not a flea. He's a... I don't remember the proper name of these guys. Might? No. Maybe it is a flea. Not a flea. I don't remember. But anyways, grab that heavy rosary necklace. It's just more money. And it's quite a bit, actually. So we're going to be saving that for later. This is going to be another fight room as well. This one, I believe, is 4 rounds. Don't quote me on that. Thankfully, I was able to get above him. So we're just going to use that. I actually don't mind fighting the guys on the ground. They're pretty decently easy. But if there's anybody flying, I'll go ahead and use the thread on them. Alright, so you'll notice this guy that's floating here, he actually steals your thread to make his own weapon. It does do 2 damage if it hits you, like I so kindly showed you. Alright. We're gonna go and heal again. Look at that. And one more? Yeah, so you guys are both flying, boys. Alright, we have one last guy here. Those guys do have an actual attack, funny enough. They just never use it. And they will always try to cut you off if you run away from them. They just pop in and out. It's more annoying than anything else. Hit the lever, and we drop down. Okay, so from here, there's a couple rosaries here. And then there's also a couple guys over here. I'm not going to touch them just yet. They go away on their own, thankfully. Past that, we drop down. Then there's going to be more rosaries over here. Nice little hidden room for you. Be an extra, like, 40 or something. And this is going to be a Ventrica. Like I said when we passed the first time, it's just another fast travel station. Alright, so coming back over here to the right. Ta-da! Nice and easy kills. Nothing crazy. This is just a free silk spool. We can use it to heal up if we need to. We're going to come all the way to the right, and a little difficult to see in here. We'll unlock another chest. Get a whole 60. It's nice, right? And we run back out. If you ignore it for too long, an enemy will come in and steal that one, I believe. Okay, so for here, we're just going to backtrack all the way out and then jump out of the shaft. Keep going left. So what we're doing here is we're going to go unlock the slab. The slab is an area of the game that you can actually get transported to early for a nice little story sequence. It's actually kind of cool. It's a pain in the butt, but looking back, it's a cool experience. But you don't need to worry about it too much. We won't actually get captured in this playthrough because it's not necessary. Alright, so we're gonna hit this, dash back. It takes 3 hits and it drops down. It's just a rosary. But we're being a little bit greedy all the time. hit this lever and it unlocks the slab for us. Notice we have no map for it because the map we can't get until we get a couple other abilities first. Notice here we'll have our first real enemy in the area. Super easy to kill. But from here, we jump up and come this way. Alright, I don't want to fight this guy up there. Should take 4 hits to kill this guy, I believe. There we go. A little unnecessary for the damage, but hey. Let me just jump up, and we're going to go left. Sprint through this area, otherwise you have to deal with traps and stuff. So from here, we're going to jump up and get this spool fragment. Be careful while you're outside. You can take damage for staying outside too long. It's one of the mechanics of the area. It's just heat management, basically. Just try not to get too cold. Alright, from here, drop down. Alright, kill one fly. Break through here. And we'll actually get into an area with a big guy. If you thread storm him, you kill him instantly. Otherwise, he jumps at you every half second. It's kind of annoying. We're just going to drop down. Okay. So from here, we get the lovely bellway station. There's actually nothing else we need to do here. So depending on how you got into the area and which benches you sat on, you can just quit and go back to the original bench from the Choral Chambers, which I'm not going to do, but I'd recommend just quitting the game and walking back, or waking up on that bench. But because this is a walkthrough, I'm just going to walk back the whole way. And I'll show you exactly where you pop out if you aren't using the shortcut. Like I said, there shouldn't be any enemies here because I've already killed them. And I'm just doing this to prove a point. It does matter what benches we sit on and where we leave the bell beast. But we'll get to that eventually. I should only have to quit out like once, I believe. And it's just a time save. It doesn't actually do anything for us. It just makes it so we don't have to do this run back over and over again. Hey, I just hope you you enjoyed your 112% run through of Hollow Knight, honestly. And welcome on in. Yeah, this is the full guide, right? Get excited. It's here. I routed out the whole thing. Yeah, fun times. Oh my gosh. Alright. This is why we save and quit. You don't have to walk past these guys again. There we go. Ta-da. And this is the bench you wake up on if you just save and quit. Assuming you didn't save on, or rest on any of the others. So, feel free to just save and quit. It'll just save you some time. If I mention it again, I'll probably just do it instead of proving the point. Okay, so from this bench, we just walk to the right. We'll end up dropping down here. I always get the direction wrong. I believe it's left first. Trying not to run into enemies. And then we go all the way to the right. You'll notice the steam means you're in the right spot. Drop down and go to the left. Hit another lever. Enemy spawns in front of you. And we unlock that. And I'll show you right where it is. So we jumped up here to go to the bench the first time. All right. Oops. There we go. Okay. Everybody good? We're good. I'm going to go up top to start this one off. It does not matter how you go through here. Actually, this is probably the stupidest way I could have gone. I always go underneath, jump to this one, come up here. Just jump on over. Alright. Go ahead and storm that. And voila. Okay. Now we are in the second shaft. From here, we are going to go up. Because the way down doesn't really get much for us. But we do need to go down first because... Try not to fall into spikes here. This is actually the Grand Bellway. Notice the enemies here are kind of a pain in the butt, and they're kind of all over. Okay, so here at the Grand Bellway, we'll be doing a couple things. You can unlock anything you want from here. It's not a huge deal. What I would recommend is the Ventrica, the Bellway, and you know what? Might as well just do them all, right? You don't have to do the bench. It's free, obviously. If you don't have the money for everything, I'd recommend the Bellway here, because you can get it and then go back to anywhere below from all the Bellways we've unlocked. Because the Ventrica is only useful to go over here to the left that we unlocked one. It's not critical. That's also dependent on how much money you have. If you've been playing along, then you should have plenty of money at this point. From here, we just climb up. Have another big boy we're trying to fight. There we go. Okay, so from here, I believe it's to the left. We come up. These guys are just lovely little enemies. I always try to do that as often. Alright. Here. We climb. We don't need to kill those guys. The only thing we're killing people for is money, for the most part. We climb all the way up to the top. We're going to hit this lever. This lever controls the circle thing that's right above me on the map. It is a one-way track. You have to change it every time you want to go a different direction. There we go. Okay. And we're going to come this way, hit this, and we're going to walk out. Careful of the steam. Don't get too trigger happy. Or just miss it like me. Take your time. It's not like there's anything in a rush or anything like that. Fork. Alright. And I've died more during this playthrough than I have in all of my other runs so far. I know, right? I almost kind of want to like redo the whole playthrough. But this is one of those doing it live moments, you know?
It's one of those, don't do what I do.
Don't do what I do what I say, not what I do, right?
Having some childhood flashbacks there.
That's bad. That's really bad. Alright. Since apparently I can't walk through steam vents anymore, I am incapable. Can I? There we go. Alright. Okay, so from here, this is Songclave. So there's a couple things we want to do. First up, grab the white key that's all the way over on the right. Second up, we're going to come unlock the bell. Ta-da! And immediately just hit the lever and walk out. It goes ring-a-ling-ding. And we're getting ambushed by this guy. He apparently just makes a hut out of the bell tower. It's very confusing. I'm not sure why. But he's important to the story, so we let him do his thing.